Alright, what is up everybody? Welcome to game 2 of EHOME vs Complexity Gaming in the Northern Arena Beat Invitational. Their draft is already quite underway.
10
I'm not
seconds
going
to
to get to the
go.
draft again this time, but so much for
5
that.
seconds.
Looks like they do ban up the Leshrac as well as the Wisp again. Drow Ranger being banned out by Complexity. And
Radiant
Nyx as
ban.
well. They might thinking of an OD pick or something, because Cancel does play OD. Instead, they pick up Tiny again here for Moo, I'm believing. As he did play it
10
last game.
seconds to go.
But Tiny mid might end up being
5
a bit
seconds.
better than Tiny carry. Right now, I don't think Tiny safe lane is all that good,
Reserve time.
especially against how China likes to play. They're just together a lot, and Tiny really relies on getting kills. And if you're not going to get pickoffs and you're too far behind to win a team fight, he just becomes a pretty underwhelming hero. Slark will be banned up by EHOME. I'm not. Justin did play the Slark quite a bit in their games, but I'm not so sure if they're running the same strategies anymore, as Justin was kicked slashed left. So EHOME is going for pretty much
Dyer's
the
ban.
same type of draft. They'll get anti-mage this time instead of a Morphling. But they'll have Warlock, Legion Commander, as well as Spirit Breaker, so they're going for pretty much a repeat. Complexity Gaming switching it up a bit, going Kunkka and Kato instead of
10 seconds to
Mirana, as
go.
well as Oracle. They'll last ban out the Venomancer, and Odie will finally get banned out by Eon, so
Dyer's
they
pit.
definitely spot that out as well. And if they were actually expecting to get a last pick Odie from Complexity, they're not going to get it now. And that might throw a wrench into their plans as EHOME is deciding on what they want to pick last. It's looking to
10 seconds to
be
go.
last game they had Tidehunter,
5
so they actually
seconds.
just might pick it again here. It's not bad, honestly. It can go against the Bat Rider,
Reserve time.
and they can do the same thing, pretty much. They pretty much can play this game exactly how they did last game, and it would pan out almost the same way, except I'm not so sure about anti-mage mid. So they might pick something else different here for the mid lane and let anti-mage go to the safe lane. Or it could be Legion mid. Instead they'll pick Omni Knight, so might be
Radiant's
Legion
pit.
mid and some type of dual lane off lane with Omni Knight and Spirit Breaker. And this is just the dream, guys. It's the Omni Knight with AM as well as Legion Commander buffing him up, and you're gonna have a fat
10
Sylar, and
seconds to
Sylar's
go.
gonna 1v5 like he did last game. Their
5
their
seconds.
draft is completely set up for that. They're gonna have a Spirit Breaker initiating in, and
Reserve
Anti-Mage just
time.
getting his farm up and massacring their team. But this time, I'm pretty sure Anti-Mage is not gonna be able to help his team too much in the early game as the Morph did, as he requires a little bit more farm than Morph to really be that useful. Both heroes are kind of the same, but with Anti-Mage, if they do have a good start and the heroes they have, he might be able to actually join a couple of early fights, as they do have heroes that allow him to really come into fights and be able to do a bit of damage. They have heals for him, so he's going to be able to sustain through the fights and start fighting early. And that's most likely what they're going to do, and that's why they probably picked Omni Knight. Usually the anti-mage is kind of squishy, but with Omni Knight heal as well as Legion heal and Warlock heal, he's going to be able to just heal up. And if he's going to be able to be healed, he's going to be able to fight a lot, as he's pretty mobile, able to just blink in and out. And I really like that. Those heroes pick it up. It really allows a hero such as Morphling as well as Anti-Mage to join those early fights, while they would actually be passive
Looks like
otherwise.
we lost one.
Someone will disconnect, and they'll see a Alchemist last pick from Complexity, so they're gonna go out for all-out greed right now. They're just gonna try to out farm EHOME. It does not look like a good idea, because this anti-mage is a fighting anti-mage. I can already tell with their draft. He's gonna contribute early, he's not going to AFK. He's not going to allow Alchemist to have space. I'm almost sure of that.
10 seconds to go.
So Old 11 will be on Omninate this time.
5 seconds.
And it looks like, who's their last player? Old Chicken will be on Legion Commander. And he was Legion last game as well. So Sylar is actually heading towards the mid lane, so he'll actually have a mid anti-mage Poor Man's Shield picked up by him. Just waiting for his tangos from his support. And Warlock will have 8, so he should be able to share 2 with his anti-mage. They're going to run to the bot lane with 3 heroes, Legion Commander, Omni Knight, as well as Spirit Breaker. They'll spot out Z-Freak with his Windlace up, and he's most likely going to be a roaming Conga, as he always is. Z-Freak never plays lane support. He always roams early. They're actually going to be able to catch EHOME's ward, placed right here to block this big camp.
30 seconds to showtime.
So good for them. Warlock will buy some... No, that's not Warlock. Omni Knight will pick up his items as he kind of ran to lane quickly. I believe he TP'd to get that ward down, but I was actually paying attention. He'll pick up a Stout Shield as well as a Magic Stick. They're going to contest this bot rune right now. So we'll actually see an anti-mage mid. They'll decide to go for an anti-mage mid, realizing that they can't really get away with that because it's just Alchemist in the mid lane. And really good blinding light, or not blinding lights, illuminate coming in, bringing anti-mage really low. They're gonna almost be able to take him out, and they'll secure the first blood on Omni Knight. Alchemist will be the trade, and the illuminate, I don't know, let's call him blinding lights. Will almost hit Old Lanham, but he's still gonna fall. Monkey's Forever being able to chase him down with his sticky napalm. And I believe anti-mage got the rune there. Top rune being secured by... No, Alchemist got the rune there. Top rune will be secured by AM after he TP's back. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. This is actually what had to happen. So anti-mage is taking a bit of harass in his mid lane with Z-Freak coming in. Old Lanham will be trying to harass Alchemist, but it's not going to be so easy this time as he has a Poor Man's Shield and maybe a bit tankier than a TA. So we'll see a 1v1 matchup with Batrider and Omni Knight in the top lane. We'll put last hits and denies here. So Alchemist still got the bounty rune, anti-mage got the rune as well, but they did feed away first blood as well as an additional kill on the side of EHOME. It's a pretty interesting play from EHOME, deciding to go for this dual lane mid, support or carry in the mid strat, while leaving Omni Knight to just farm up the safe lane against Bat. And he does pretty well against Bat as well, able to just remove the sticky napalm with the repel. So another pretty strong laner, and in bot lane we're going to see a repeat of last game. Old Chicken as well as Garda on the Legion Commander, as well as Spirit Breaker against Moose Tiny, this time having a Coddle support rather than an Oracle. So he's going to be able to give mana in this lane, allowing Tiny to really be able to cast a lot of stuns, as well as toss if he needs to. He's going to make a charge onto cancel the mid lane, but he's under his tower and he's still pretty tanky with this Poor Man's, and they're going to just back off. So what I was trying to say, that left my head, but he can be liberal with his stuns as he's going to have mana to support that with the Coddle. He'll have a Mango as well. So you see him use Toss there to just secure last hits under tower. So Z-Freak looks like he's going to be playing the mid lane this time, stacking up camps for Alk. He does find a pretty good stack here as well as here, and he'll manage to get the stack, and this is a lot of gold for Alk. deciding to stack the medium camps rather than the big camp, as they actually provide more gold to the Alk if you get the right spawns. The Satyr's giving him a lot of gold with his Grievous Greed, as well as the Mud Golems. It'll be a pretty slow game right now. No rotations really made by Z-Freak in terms of trying to get a gank going on this bot lane or anything. Find old Latum in the jungle right now, going on to Swindles. Garter will come in with the charge, and they might be able to take him down here with the Shadow Word. Yep, it's a 17% bash onto Swindles. He will die. Bye-bye, Swindles. Garter might walk into a taunt here, but nope. Z-Freak does not manage to hit it.
Right now.
It's, Garda's still in trouble, as Z-Freak does have the move speed advantage on him. You should be able to get in range for X-Mark, and with the Illuminate hitting, Garda will fall. So, 1-for-1 trade at the end of the day. Z-Freak securing the kill on him. Cancel finishing up his Soul Ring is going to be building into an Iron Talon as well. It's going to be farming up this camp a bit, giving the mid lane to Z-Freak. You tend to see this on Alk. They'll rotate to jungle pretty early, especially with the Iron Talon build. He's going to be able to get a lot of gold off of that, especially killing the skeletons. We'll make a play onto the bot lane. Well, it looks like Moo went on to Old Chicken, but with Warlock here, it's going to be able to heal him up, and it's going to be no kill there. It actually went for a quite different build this game as compared to the last one. He goes for overwhelming odds and no points in press attack. While last game he had 2 points in press attack, and I believe it was 1-2-1, but now he has 2-0-2. And that might be because they want to steal Alk stacks. So look to see them rotate into the jungle and take his stacks when he gets even more points up onto that overwhelming odds. They're going to find a kill on him with this ward placed here. Just Warlock as well as Garda are able to charge him and get a kill onto Cancel. And with AM free farming this mid lane, doubling the CS of Alchemist, he's gonna have a hard time in this game, as Cancel definitely needs to be ahead in farm and stay relevant, as this anti-mage is, as I said, a fighting anti-mage. He's probably gonna build into Battle Fury still, but they have a lot of heroes that facilitate him joining fights very early compared to a regular anti-mage game. Old 11 will find a lot of farm in this top lane, while Alchemist is forced to jungle this camp right here, as his own jungle is being invaded by enemy heroes. And this is not looking good. I'm not sure what Complexity is doing here. Their mid Alk is way behind Sylar on the AM. This is pretty hard for Alk to farm against an AM in a 1v1 lane, in all honesty. Especially when he has support coming in. But Spirit Breaker went a bit deep for that dive there, and will get punished and taken out for that. You know, Kato will be in the mid lane taking Alk's farm, and that's what I said. Look, as Alchemist try to farm against AM, just getting his creep denied. 24 denies onto Sylar. Cancel just getting out lane, forced to jungle, and even in the jungle, he will find himself getting killed. The commander will rotate to the jungle herself, while Spirit Breaker is going to hit for a charge down onto Moo. And it's really up to Moo to get something done this game. So they have an Alchemist, and if Moo is unable to create space for Cancel, they're going to have a really hard time this game. So Sylar farming like a boss in this lane, just pretty much untouchable right now. They simply do not have the resources to take him out with a Kato and a Kanka. They do manage to deward this ward. It might expire. Sylar even trying to blink forward and go for the deny. So Alchemist will try to stack this camp one more time. Let's see if we will actually get it off. actually look for what's happening right now. Old 11 gets attacked by Swindles as well as Moo, but he's gonna start running towards them as he's not really worried as he has his heal up. And the charge will come in from Garter. Old 11 running right in. He'll hit the heal bomb onto Moo, but he's gonna get hit by the X as well as the combo from Tiny, but he's still gonna be able to survive, repelling himself up to dodge the X mark. Old Chicken will get gone on, but that heal coming in will secure the kill on Z-Freak as well. And this is looking incredibly bad for Complexity right now as Omni Knight rotated to the bot lane and is ready to make plays, giving his top lane to Old Latham, finishing his, not finishing anything, but getting his levels up so he can get his chaotic offering. And again, Monkeys Forever not doing so good in this top lane, having a lot less CS than Omni Knight, significantly. So Batrider will make a play onto, or he didn't make a play on them. They kind of went on him, and he was able to take them down with the help of Z-Freak, killing Old Chicken on Legion Commander. But they do turn it around still, or they do still manage to get the kill with the Warlock Golem, and with that, will manage to farm this stack as well. So overall, not the best usage of Warlock Golem, just for a Batrider kill, and they feed a kill away for it as well, and not getting that dual damage. Oh, I did miss a kill. It was on the bot lane. Moo as well as Swindle Melons found a kill on Old 11. All these old in their names, I'm getting mixed up on their arrows. But they do kill Omni Knight. Surprised how they actually managed to kill him. Got a bit too far forward because with Repel, even if he gets mana leaked up, he's going to be able to walk away. And there's actually no mana leaks skilled on Swindle Melons. He got a bit too far ahead and he wasn't able to cast his spells and got nuked down by Tiny, underestimating the damage coming out of Tiny. Z-Freak will X mark himself up for some reason. I believe he's trying to ward. Yep, he'll place the ward down. Old 11 will draw a circle in their jungle. I'm not sure what he's trying to do there. Maybe he's saying, AM, go farm the jungle. Finish your battle fury. We're gonna make space for you in the bot lane. That will happen. But again, Old Chicken, underestimating the damage coming out from Tiny, will get nuked out before Old 11 can even heal him. And Old 11 will fall down as well to the lasso. And as I said, it was up to Moo to really get things done this game. He really has been able to. Now Kato will TP the top lane and recall Tiny. They're going to try to make a play into Sylar, but it's pretty unlikely they're going to be able to get him as Moo still does not have his blink.
Guess what's happening to Dire's bottom tower?
Moo's farm is actually not too good, but he did manage to just find 3 pickoffs now onto core heroes. While I say that, Alchemist as well as Z-Freak find a kill on Warlock in the mid lane. So Complexity definitely getting themselves back into this game. A bit misplay from EHOME. Just feeding kills unnecessarily, really. And they'll find 2 more kills in the bot lane as Monkeys Forever as well as Moo will find Spirit Breaker as well as Legion Commander. Now Complexity is just feeding, or EHOME is feeding kills all across the map, allowing Complexity to come back right into this game. So, I'm not sure if EHOME's disrespecting Complexity a bit right now, as their laning stage did turn out extremely poorly, but with some good rotations from Moo as well as Monkeys Forever, they're able to find kills across the map and get themselves a bit more back to this game. But they still have to be careful. They're not ahead, I would say, at all right now, even though they got the gold lead back into their favor a bit. And Alk has found his time to farm. He's getting his farm, going for the Radiance recipe, and now he's going to be farming this Ancient Stacks up. The biggest part about getting those kills right now is not necessarily the kills themselves, but the space that you've created for Cancelo to finally farm up, as he's had a pretty rough laning stage. But now 4-man from EHOME is gonna charge up onto Swindle Melons on the Kato. They're gonna get a duel as well. Z-Freak and Moo hiding in the trees. They're gonna be forced to TP back. The ward will be spotted out by the sentry, and the creeps will handle it.
Radiant's mid tower's coming apart.
Monkey's Forever is just gonna push out this top lane. The tower is not really low. He's gonna be farming the jungle as well. But even though EHOME has been dying during that time, Sylar has just been farming up. He's gonna be able to finish off his battle. He's gonna continue farming. But while that happens, there's gonna be another fight in this bot lane as boat will be used. But with the repel onto Legion, she's gonna be able to just tank it. Now they're gonna fall on both Moo as well as Z-Freak. And just as they got themselves back in the game, Sylar is gonna join the fight as well in this bot. As I said, they're definitely going to bring him to fights, as he does have the ability to fight this early, having a lot of sustain on him. Now a charge is going to be coming in to cancel the mid lane, but they'll decide otherwise, and he's going to cancel it and earn himself up a bit. Warlock will finally be able to pick up his Midas, and EHOME is still looking in a good position in this game. Like, the kills that they fed off didn't really matter that much at the end of the day. Sure, it brought complexity back into the game a bit, but with their lineup, they're still gonna have a hard time trying to fight into EHOME, as Alchemist is just gonna AFK for like the next 10 minutes until he can become relevant. And Moo pretty far from his blink. I believe Batrider is not gonna go tranquil, so he's gonna have a pretty good blink timing. As I said, it's usually around the 16-minute mark where you get the blink and drums. But last game he had only the drums at 15 minutes. And his blink took like another 10 minutes plus to come. But this blink will be delayed. He gets taken out here. Spirit Breaker charges in, and Sylar will come as well. The lasso will come onto Sylar and he'll try to TP away, but Old 11 will come in with the heal bomb, and Monkey's Forever will fall.
Dire's top tower's gone. Radiant's mid tower could use a hand.
So Spirit Breaker really punishing it any time Complexity really wants to split the map. Another charge will come on to cancel. Sylar is already there to reinforce, and Old Chicken can come in as well with the duel, but all of Complexity is here, and Moo will come in with the blink on the Tiny, blowing up Legion Commander. Now Garter is in trouble as well. Toss will be used onto him, and they'll have a stun to finish him off. Even X marking him right when he was dying. Now Swindles will be calling in Monkey's Forever while dewarding this, and Complexity is going to make a play onto this top lane right now. But they're actually not going to force this tower, as they don't really have the best tower pushes at the moment. Sylar building into a Lincoln's. Really doesn't want to get lassoed up, so that's one way he's going to get taken out really quickly this game. The disables on him are quite limited, and with this Lincoln's should be able to limit the amount of lockdown they have for him, because the mana leak can also be quite annoying for anti-mage, as well as the X-Mark Torrent. They have a lot of single target spells that they need to cast on him, but of course with Tiny they do have this AoE spell, Avalanche, that can stun him for a bit, which might allow them to pop his Lincolns and then hit him with another disable in the meantime. And while that was happening, 11 will get lassoed up onto the mid lane, but he's going to be able to survive, and he should be able to heal himself up. And Legion will come in with a duel onto Moo, Old 11 will commit his ultimate here, as well as Warlock Golem. Monkey's Forever is going to be able to live on 5 HP. He's going to be able to blink out. Meanwhile, Garter comes in with the charge, and Cancel will have his Radiance, so he's going to be burning up EHOME's heroes. Sylar will come in deep, and I believe no one will die from this fight. Sylar will eat the mana leak, but it will immediately get repelled off, and a lot of ultimates expended in that fight, but no one will die. It's quite an amazing team fight there, in all honesty. Literally no one dying. Bat Rider living with literally 5 HP. And Sylar will get closer to his Lincolns. He's going to have it around 600 gold. Oh, less than that, like 300 gold. Liege Commander again will go for the Armlet first. And Tiny will be going for a Shadow Blade, so overall, Complexity having a lot better time this game compared to the last one.
The Dire couldn't hang on to that mid tower.
You're gonna manage to take out the mid tower while a charge gets committed onto Cancel on the bot lane, but he's pretty tanky now with Radiance, as well as Boots of Travel, making him quite fast, and he's going to be able to run down Old Chicken. You're going to use the Spirit Breaker ult on him to try to slow him down a bit, but instead he's going to eat a lasso because of that. Boat will be coming in, but Old 11 is repelled, and he's going to try to run himself away. Moo is going to be able to blink in and toss him back. Of course, that going through repel. He's going to be able to heal himself up, but no mana for Mech. He's going to fall. So what looked like a really bad start for Complexity is turning out quite well for them as they're continuing their lead. Alchemist will find his farm, as there's a period of time at around like 15 minutes, before 15 minutes, from the 10-minute mark to the 15-minute mark, where EHOME was just feeding away kills, and that turned out to set them quite a bit back in the game, as it allowed Moo to get up his levels as well as items, finishing up his blink. But now Complexity found themselves cut out in this bot lane here, as Duel will come in onto Swindle Melons or Monkeys Forever, and they'll manage to pick off a kill on him, and that should be a Roshan for EHOME. Swindle Melons gets taken out, of course, also by Sylar with the Mana Void. Old 11 going for an Aether Lens so that he can cast the spells from a bit longer range. Alchemist working his way towards his Manta, while Moo will finally have his Shadow Blade. A charge will get used on Z-Freak. He's gonna fall low, but without the ultimate on Spirit Breaker, they're not gonna be able to finish him off. The duel will be committed onto Alquid. He's gonna be able to survive, and Legion Commander will fall because of that. Spirit Breaker will buy it back. Sylar going in with the repel, and he will get a Mana Void onto Cancel and manage to finish him off. The charge will come in now from Gardar, and they're gonna be able to finish off Swindles as well. Moo coming in with a stun on 2. Gardar and Old 11 falling low, and he's going to be able to take out both. Now, it's another 1v5 game for Sylar, as he has the Aegis right now, but his turn rate is extremely low, as he's getting hit with 6 sticky napalms right now, and he will lose his Aegis. The Torrent will miss, so he should be able to get away just fine. He's going to finish up his Yasha. They do manage to take out Cancel as well as Swindles, but they're going to feed away a lot of kills for that. And Moo finding his way further back into the game. And Tiny does do pretty well against AM if he can get into the late game. And in a game like this, Alchemist can even give the Tiny the Aghanim, so he doesn't need to buy it himself, so that's going to help him scale even further. So Complexity is for sure not afraid to take this into like the super late game. It's up to EHOME to try to end this game early. Or not early, but in a good amount of time. They don't want this going to this crazy late game where Tiny can be 6 slotted with Aghanims Alchemist Aghanims given to him. That's
Radiant's
pretty
top
scary
tower's
timing.
hurting.
I've been at last hits for way too long. But you see, Alk is at the top, but Sylar is extremely farmed this game. But this is a 1v5 Sylar game. His team is pretty much just built around
No
him
breaking
having
down
the
the
best
radiant
game
structures
possible
like
and
this.
allowing him to have a lot of space as well as buffing him up in team fights.
Radiant's top tower's in bad shape. Dire's bottom tower's getting the business.
Alchemist will finish up his Manta now, and it's be heading his way towards his next item. Batrider will have a Force Staff relatively soon, and is having a lot better game than last game. Coddle is looking to build into Ags, and
The
he'll
Dire
be
best
around
do
halfway
something
there.
about that bottom
And they're gonna
tower.
go for this bot tier 2 push, and should be able to finish
Dire
it
gave
off
up the
with
bottom
pretty
tower.
much no contest. Speed Breaker will just be trying to farm up in the jungle and get his
Radiant's
items
mid-tower
up.
keeps
Z-Freak will
banging.
pick up a blink on the Kunkka.
Radiant's toughened up their
So they
structure.
have some type of initiation. They still can't initiate on AM, as their heroes that have blink initiations only have one way of canceling his Lincolns, and that's their spell that they need to lock him down with, so they're not going to be able to catch him out so far. But with that Force Staff pickup on the Batrider, is going to have a way to cancel the Lincolns into his lasso. Legion will finally pick up her blink. Pretty late for her, as EHOME's players have really sacrificed themselves to make sure that Sylar got his farm up. And even though he is very farmed, he will have Manta style as well as Lincolns right now. If he dies even once this game, it could be very bad for EHOME. Monkeys Forever will get recalled in by Coddle, and he'll be able to find a lasso onto Legion.
Radiant's top tower's taking hits.
They're gonna try to go into Swindles, and he should fall to Sylar. Alchemist coming in from the side will hit a stun onto Garner. Garner will charge in to try to get himself out. He'll be healed up by the Warlock. And Sylar just, again, 1v5ing pretty much. Warlock will fall in that fight as well as Legion Commander. But Sylar just going ham. They're just not able to kill him. Spirit Breaker, after being earned up for a bit, is going to charge back in, and they should find this kill onto Z-Freak. He hits a two-man torrent, but it's too late as he's already dead. Alchemist and Moo managed to get away, but Sylar definitely was cleaning up from that fight, and he'll pick up a Basher now. And Alchemist has to even be careful once that Abyssal Blade comes out from Sylar. So that was a good play from Complexity to initiate onto Legion Commander again with the lasso, making sure that she can't really counter-initiate with her pressed attack. But Sylar showed up, and it's the Sylar show as he just took out hero after hero, and because of that, Complexity's heroes just had to retreat. Like, sure, it would be nice if this Legion had farmed this game, but right now she is just a buff up tool for AM as well as providing a duel as well. Ideally, she doesn't want to be taken out so early in a fight like that, so she might have to position a little bit better. Her farm is pretty low on the list. This is an all AM show right now. Kato will pop his Lincolns, so Kunkka's gonna find the X Mark Torrent onto him, but he's gonna blink himself away as he realizes he's in trouble. Actually missed a huge kill as it looks like they went for a 4-man gank onto the bot lane. They're probably smoked. Spirit Breaker was Shadow Bladed, and they found the charge and Warlock ult as well as duel onto Alk, throwing everything onto him to make sure he dies. As they realize that he's the top net worth in this game right now, and it's definitely worth all the effort trying to take him out. And with the Alk dead, they're going to be able to push the tier 2s with that. So Warlock Golem as well as Old Chicken will be pushing out this bot lane. Sylar will join them. They're going to take out this bot tier 2. But since Complexity's heroes were top trying to gank the AM, they're going to be in position to go for a trade, doing a bit of damage to this top tier 2 on the Dire side. Alchemist will respawn now, as EHOME quite weren't able to take out so many objectives this map. These tier 2 still being alive. They only managed to take out a tier 2 with that Alchemist pickoff, but that'll slow him down a bit, but it's Alchemist, so he's gonna farm fast regardless at this point in the game once he gets these items up. It's gonna be very hard to shut him down consistently, as they did need to expend quite a bit for that kill. And what will Legion be building next? Maybe a Blade Mail. They're going to be spotted by this ward from Complexity right now. It's a pretty good ward. They have a deep warding in the jungle as well as a ward around the Roche Pit or Rune area. Sylar now, because of that Alk death, is going to be hitting the top of net worth with 22,000 net worth on Sylar at 29 minutes in the game. So we look at his GPM, it's going to be pretty high, 761. And Garter just sitting here, positioned to charge if he needs to. He does have a Shadow Blade now, so he's going to be able to charge in undetected. Sylar will pick up his Vanguard to finish up his Abyssal Blade. And they're going to go for a Roshan play. I wonder if Complexity know that this is happening. They don't. This ward doesn't quite see if they're gonna walk in like from this side. Sylar is just gonna start soloing Roche up. He'll have his Abyssal completed. While Complexity is just gonna go for this top push. They should know what's up. There's only two places EHOME could be right now. They're either coming for them, or they're in the Roche Pit, or they're in their jungle somewhere. So smoked up, looking for a kill. And Roche will be taken out, given to Sylar. So you can truly just man up and 1v5 like he was destined to. This is a true Chinese 4 Protect 1 classic style, except it was played in the mid lane, so it's a bit of a variation on that. This is truly the 4 Protect 1 style. So, that's not popular as of recent, but it's working out for EHOME so far. They're able to bring the net worth right back to their favor. That was just off a couple kills on Alk as well as Roshan. That's what happens. As Complexity is just afraid to just split the map too much, as they have a lot of heroes that can catch them, and if Sylar shows up, they're in trouble. And now they're going to be going for a push from EHOME, and this is just hit their timing right now. Sylar with Aegis, but their bot lane is going to be in a bit of trouble. Alk Illusions pushing it out, and they're going to take a bit of damage to their tier 3 in this bot lane. EHOME just going for tier 2s right now. They're going to have the catapult to block the backdoor protection right now. They're able to even heal them up with the Shadow Word and the repel as well, allowing them to tank the tower. This catapult has done a significant of damage to this bot tower right now. Legion will go for a BKB instead of like a Blade Mail or any small items like that. It'll allow her to initiate and pretty much tank up as much as she can. Blue has not been able to find a lot of farm in this game. He's been playing off the map a lot. Potentially afraid of ganks, also doesn't want to show himself too much. It just allows EHOME to farm freely as he's
Dire's mid tower could use a little
provides a
help.
lot of their gang potential. They just haven't been able to find
Radiant's
kills
top tower's in bad shape.
recently.
Dire's mid tower's having technical difficulties. Have fun trying to bust
As I
that
said,
Dire's
they got a lot of
structure
kills
now.
in like the early mid game, entering the mid game, but then once Tiny kind of like falls off, his nuke is not capable of really bursting heroes anymore. They stop being able to find kills. With that, Sylar is just able to continue to farm, and EHOME's heroes were able to catch up, but a team fight won't break out right now. Sylar did blink onto Z-Freak and take him out with an Abyssal. Now, Warlock ult will be committed. Moo will fall very low, and he's gonna fall as well as cancel as well, and Sylar is not even taking any damage. He's gonna be completely full HP. That upheaval really owning Complexity's team is when Tiny and Alk ran in. They just weren't able to run out, and they took a ton of damage from Sylar. And Sylar has hit his power spike right now, and he's able to do a ton of damage to both heroes. As well as this Warlock Golem dishing out a ton of damage as well, and it's gonna secure a top rack. We'll see a mid push right now. Sylar making a play onto Swindles with an Abyssal, but he will miss quite a bit. And he's not going to be able to finish off Swindles actually. Meanwhile, Cancel will be going onto Old Lanham in the mid lane, and a boat will hit on 3. Legion will fall, Old 11 falling low as well, but Sylar as healthy as ever, just whacking away at heroes. He's going to be level 25 AM right now. He's going to blow up Swindles, making him drop that gem. And now he's going to go 1-for-1 onto Cancel. Still having that Aegis up. He's going to get X marked back, and his Aegis will finally fall. And AC will be finished up onto Moose Tiny. And Sylar does manage to just blick himself out, Alk stunning himself. They did not manage to catch him after the Aegis did expire. Well, didn't expire. Got killed. Garter gets caught up by Moo, and he's probably gonna die here. Yep. Shadow Blade hit up, punches him right in the butt, and bye bye Spirit Breaker, Space Cow. So Cancel is looking to build into a Shiva's, I believe. Yep. And they'll have Shiva's AC now. And even though they did lose a Rax, and that looked pretty bad for them, of course they're gonna still be pretty scary in this game if this gets even later. AM just hit a power spike right now, so he looked pretty strong in that fight, but as this game even heads later, Complexity has a good chance of still winning. Look at the net worth. It will fall pretty far into EHOME's favors right now, but of course Tiny still has a lot of room for growth as AM is about to hit his max power. All he has room for is pretty much Moonshard, and that's it. And he can even have it right now if he wants to get rid of his buyback, but I don't think that's a good idea. So he's gonna farm buyback Moonshard, and we'll probably see him pick it up. Swindle Melons did have his Agnems for that fight, so he does find some farm. Sea Freak kind of buying the wards and taking the hit, only having a blink right now at 36 minutes in the game. EHOME is not going to wait for another Aegis even. They're going to head straight for mid. No, they're going to go for a smoke first to try to find a pick-off. But just doesn't look like they're going to find anything, as Complexity kind of knows what's up and just are sitting in their base. And there's that Kato bug right there. So see illuminating Elks fly through the mid lane. And this Warlock actually has found a lot of farm. Old Lanham with Aghanim's as well as a Glimmer. Omni finishing up his Greaves as well as a Blink. So he has a lot of range on his save right now. Anti-Mage will get gone on, but Repel will save him. It's kind of weird there where they blinked in and tossed him back, but Spirit Breaker will get caught out. He'll get hit by the boat from Kunkka and he will fall. Lead Commander did use her BKB as well, and it looks like EHOME will just back away. Complexity's high ground fence is still pretty strong. Didn't look too good in the top lane, but that was because AM hit a really strong power spike right there. We had Aegis and everything. We didn't manage to hurt him, but that's not going to be true anymore, as they definitely have the ability to take him out. Especially if they can take out his team first, which is even more of a possibility, as all the gold on Dire's side is pretty much allocated to Cylon. So he'll be repelled up and continue to hit on this tier 3. He's going to manage to take it out, but as I said, he is susceptible to falling. He did take a lot of damage there. The Salt Cuirass and the Acid Spray reducing his armor. Dominant Knight will get a good blink in, and Guardian Angel is going to save old Lanham. Anti-Mage will take out Monkeys Forever, but he's going to be in trouble. Right here, he's getting close to falling. Anti-Mage will fall. Duel will be used up onto Cancel, but he's extremely tanky even without his ultimate. And Spirit Breaker will fall in the back, and it looks like Old Chicken will fall as well. And Cancel's gonna TP immediately to the mid lane and go for a mid tier 3 push. And keep in mind, this bot tier 3 also took a lot of damage, so Anti-Mage will have to buy it back, because that's pretty much 2 lanes of racks right there if he waited for his respawn timer. And now Complexity has a real chance of winning this game, as all it takes is another death from Sylar and the game is pretty much over. Aghanim's will be completed on Alk, and he's going to give it to Mu. And with a DD as well bottled up, and an Invis rune, Complexity is looking in a good position right now to finish off this game. All they need is to kill Sylar. There's still Guardian Angel, 60 seconds on cooldown, so he's not going to be able to save Sylar if he gets gone on. And instead, they're just going to go for the push with that DD on Moon. And he just one-hit that tower, pretty much. Well, it was already low, but he only took one hit. Alright, they were able to fort before he was able to hit the range back, so we didn't get to see how much damage he actually would do, but now he Shadow Bladed up. He's looking to go back in for the racks. And EHOME's afraid to defend right now because they realize that if they go for a fight and Sylar dies somehow, especially with the DD on Mu, they're gonna lose the game right off of that. So that was interesting. They dueled Swindle Melons, but he got lassoed and dragged away, but his team killed Swindle, so he'll still win the duel. Spirit Breaker will get hit by a boat and fall, and Sylar is getting low, so he'll have to blink away. Old Chicken gets gone on as well. He's gonna get X Mark back in, and he's gonna fall. Old 11 will fall as well, being forced to buy back. I believe Swindle Melon's bought back there as well, and they're going to go for a throne push. Sylar's going to be repelled up to try to fight. He's going to blink in, but there's a Diffusal Blade. He has to be careful. He does get ulted up by Omni, and he's going to go back in and find a kill onto Zfree. Was that a Diffusal Blade? What got rid of his repel? Yeah, it's a Diffusal Blade on Zfree. And Sylar will continue in. They did manage to find a kill onto Cancel, but Cancel will buy it back. And Sylar still has to watch out. He can't die. Old 11 will get taken out, and I don't think Sylar can fight against 4 heroes by himself right now. He will get X Mark back, Cancel wailing on him. Mu coming in as well, and Complexity managed to take this game, as EHOME is probably going to call GG very soon, and yep, there it is. This game looked like EHOME win for sure, but a couple of misplays in the mid game really costed them, as it allowed Complexity to get themselves back into the game. And with that, they were able to take it to EHOME, even though they did lose that top racks, and it was looking pretty grim for them. when EHOME came back, they weren't able to secure another set, and with that, when they came in to try to go for that bot push without the Aegis, they fed a couple kills away, most importantly Sylar, and having him have to buy back. Complexity went for the juggler and just went straight for the mid racks as well as throne. They got a couple, or they got a bit lucky there with the DD on the Tiny as well, just able to take out that mid tower as well as the range racks and make EHOME afraid to fight for a bit, so it allowed them to just posture up onto that mid lane, and with their buybacks on their heroes, and especially that clutch diffusal pickup from Kunkka, Kato able to recall heroes back in as well after their buybacks, just allowing them to just end the game off of one single push. I did not expect that from Complexity at all. If EHOME just played it like they did last game, they crushed the lanes, which kept Mu from being relevant, they would have had a pretty easy victory this game. But their draft was definitely on a timing, and they hit that timing a bit, able to take that top racks, but just because it got slowed down after they fed a couple kills away, and they weren't quite able to finish off the game, and it will go to Complexity. See, the timing was 30 minutes. They really wanted to end the game at the same timing as the last game. 30 minutes, they wanted the game to be over, but they unfortunately weren't able to find that, and 10 minutes later, Complexity was able to go for an all-in push pretty much in the mid lane and finish the game off. Old Chicken and Old 11 just feeding a lot of kills away this game as compared to the last one, with 9 kills onto Old Chicken, or 9 deaths onto Old Chicken, as well as 7 onto Old 11. And of course Spearbreaker has 12 deaths as well. Just their team pretty much played super sacrificial, hoping that Sylar can carry them, and unfortunately he died once, and that pretty much cost them the game. And that's what happens when you go for a 4 protect 1 strategy, such as EHOME did. Sometimes your carry dies once and you lose. 1 death and lose. So well played from Complexity Gaming, able to really turn around what looked to be a pretty bad game for them. Cancel just getting pretty much nothing out of the lane in the mid lane, having to jungle, but with Mu and Monkeys able to find a lot of kills on the map, it created a lot of space for him to finally get his farm up. And with that, Aghanim was given to Mu. Not sure when that was actually. Can't really see it in this, I guess around 40 minutes or something like that. But he was able to get his Ags up, and that's what I said. It's Tiny with pooled Ags is pretty scary. And we'll see what happens in Game 3, as EHOME looked in a position to win this game, but Complexity has showed good nerves. They didn't crumble under pressure and able to turn the game back around and end up winning at the end of the day. I'll see you guys back for Game 3. Hope you guys enjoyed watching this, and this was the Northern Arena Beat Invitational, EHOME versus Complexity.